Okay, we should be live now. Let's double check on LinkedIn. Jacob, can you see if we are live on LinkedIn?
I'm pulling it up right now as well.
Let me do the same. Okay, I can see about 232 people live here.
Yep. I am seeing that as well. Hello, everybody.
But the event is not live. Can you see us going live?
I'm not sure now.
Is there a delay? Hi all. 2 o'clock. Maybe we cannot go live early. That shouldn't be the case, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that it's live either.
Says live 1.15. Let me check on our YouTube channel. I think it will go live at right at
right at the top of the hour.
Maybe. I'm not sure, but let's see. So virtual job fair. Yes, we're live on YouTube, but we are not live on LinkedIn.
We are good now. I can see and hear you guys. Cheyenne just wrote that. You are live, Dominic. I appreciate that, everybody.
So why can't I see it? Okay, I can see it. I think there was a delay in my screen loading. Awesome.
Got it.
Great. Thank you so much, guys, for confirming. So I can see how many people do we have here. Okay, the number is increasing. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I'm Aditya Sharma. Here I'm with my colleague, Jacob. So excited to see everyone here. Let's post some comments here.
And just as an FYI to everybody as well, like what I'm seeing right now looks like we are a little bit delayed. It takes a little bit of time for it to kind of refresh. So while your chats are coming in, first off, we appreciate that, and we're going to be kind of engaging within that profile for throughout the duration of our time frame. But just want to let you know there might be a little bit of delay there in maybe our reactions or something like that. So I just want to give you a heads up there.
Yeah, I think there would be a delay of probably 30 seconds, 40 seconds, not more than that. Great. So as we all are here and our other friends would be joining soon, why don't you all share and like this event so that everyone can get benefit out of it? Our objective is to help all the job seeker community, everyone who's looking for a job, who's currently in a job, probably looking for other opportunities. It will be great if you can share this event with your network, with your friends. Simply hit the share button. As well as if you can like this event, I think we can reach more and more people. So if you guys can just confirm us in the chat box that you've liked, you've shared it with your network, that would be very, very helpful.
Exactly.
Okay. So we have 5 more minutes before we start. So guys, why don't you tell us that where are you dialing in from? So to get started, I am currently in Miami. Jacob, you are in
Columbus, Ohio.
So why don't you all share your current location with us here in the chat box?
Aditya, what's the weather like down there in Miami right now?
It's amazing, but it's people are saying that there will be a cold wave tomorrow, but that will be again like 14, 15 degrees centigrade.
Yeah.
So shouldn't be too bad.
That's good.
Okay, so we have people dialing in from Kentucky, Northern Virginia, Egypt as well. Wow. Excuse me. Okay, people from all over the place: Boston, New York, Massachusetts, San Jose.
Oh man, they're flying in.
Yep.
Texas, Virginia. Hey, somebody else from Columbus, Ohio.
I was just thinking about it. Is there anyone from Columbus?
Yeah, I saw Raleigh. I just moved to Columbus from Raleigh, so Durham. We got a few people calling from India, Cleveland, Ohio. Man, Ohio's definitely representing. New York, everywhere. Arcadia, California. I think that's just outside Sac. India, Cincinnati, Indiana. Man, everywhere. This is awesome.
Okay.
Well,
I guess.
again, while we're waiting, just want to say welcome to everybody. We're going to get started here in just about a few minutes. It's 3 minutes before the top of the hour. Everybody's in a different time zone, so me saying 2 o'clock probably doesn't mean something to several of you. So we're super happy to have you join in. And like I said, we're going to get started here in just a second.
And let me make sure we have all of our guests in place. Okay, everything else look good.
Dayton, Ohio, let's go.
And guys, it will also be great. Although I saw it in poll earlier this morning that there are people from software engineering and many other divisions. But if you can quickly let us know what job role you're targeting, right? If it is front end developer, back end developer, full stack, data analyst, data scientist, product manager, that would be very, very helpful. We can give a quick overview to our guests, right? Our employers, our recruiter partners when they join. So it'll be good to get that a quick overview on your background.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, hey, data analyst, data scientist, whatever job role you're targeting, sales, marketing. I know we have maximum crowd for tech roles, but we do have a few employers who are hiring for a few non-tech roles, not major. Okay, so back-end developer, front-end software, data scientist, intern. Okay. Jacob,
Machine learning.
next time we can also invite a few companies specifically for internship, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that would help again a lot of candidates. It's a good learning.
Absolutely. Yeah, I see a lot of data, backend, full stack, backend, product. Let's see here. Application support, business development, data analyst. Yeah.
Okay. Has everyone liked the event, guys? I can only see 42 likes to this event. Again, it will be very, very helpful if you can like this event. We want this to reach out to maximum number of people. So if you can quickly hit the like button, probably share it with your friends, it would be amazing. Amazing, will be helpful for a lot of people.
Entry level, looking for data analysts. Cool, they're still coming through.
Yep, likes, people are liking it. Thumbs up. Thank you so much. Tanya says, what are you looking for? Again, our objective is definitely to help all the job seekers as well as employers to do the right match here. Okay. I think, Jacob, I wish we are good to get started. We have good crowd, about 600 people as I can see live. And I think there's a little bit lag on my side, right? But I think we are good to get started. So again, thank you so much, everyone, for taking out time for this session, for this virtual job fair. We are in COVID times, right? So I hope we'll have way more job fairs in the future. Just a quick intro to get started. I am Aditya Sharma, co-founder and CEO of HiCounselor. Prior to co-founding HiCounselor, I worked at Deloitte Consulting as a Salesforce techno-functional consultant for about 3.5 years in San Francisco. There I was also a part of the recruitment team. I found that landing a job is a really challenging task for recent graduates and early stage professionals. So I left my job in late 2019, started HiCounselor, and we are on a mission to help every recent grad, early stage professionals land a job in a much smoother way. So yeah, that's about me. And I graduated from Duke University back in 2015. So I'm growing older now, but 2015, Raleigh, North Carolina. So yeah, hi to everyone who's still in North Carolina.
Awesome. And so a little brief intro on myself as well. So my name is Jacob Eddington, and I am a customer success manager here at HiCounselor. I actually joined last year. I can now say that officially with it being 2022. And my background is I actually came from the education area. So I was working at I was working at California State University, Chico. If anybody is out there in the part of the CSU system, definitely give it a shout out. But yeah, I was working in the international office, working with students who are going abroad, as well as international students coming to the U.S. So that's kind of the level of support that I'm used to providing, and that's what we provide here to all of our candidates during their time and duration to make sure that they're supported all throughout to help them along the way. So super excited to be here now. And again, when it comes to working as customer success, my role on a day-to-day is to help support everybody. But today I'm here to help co-host with Aditya as we talk with a bunch of different companies to talk about their needs and wants, and some tips and tricks for you all to learn from as well. I see a lot of CSUs coming in. I see yeet. That's awesome. So it's great to see that as well.
Thank you so much, Jacob, for joining today. I mean, I conducted last 2 virtual job fairs by myself, and it's 2 hours long, so always needed a support. So thank you so much for joining today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So, guys, let us give you a quick overview on HiCounselor and then the structure of this virtual job fair, how we are going to organize the next 2 hours. How do we want to make the best use of this time as well as make it fun, right? I mean, job search is not a very fun process in general, right? But we'll try to keep it pretty light, resourceful for everyone, okay? So to get started, HiCounselor, as I said, I started HiCounselor with my friend Rani Haroon back in 2019. That time we were just 2 people who started it. Right now we have a pretty diverse team. Like as Jacob mentioned, Jacob joined us last year. So at HiCounselor, our objective is to simplify job search process for recent graduates and early stage professionals. Our objective is to help people first prepare for interview and then connect them with the right interview opportunities so that they can find their dream job in a much meaningful way, plus in a less painful and less frustrating way. At HiCounselor, we have helped more than 300 candidates land a job in different tech companies so far. We work directly with employers as well to help them connect with the talent. Plus, at the same time, we have built in-house a lot of tools and resources to help candidates both prepare for interviews and then get them right access to right interview opportunities. So we'll talk more about our HiCounselor Job Search Accelerator program later on in the session. But yeah, Jacob, do you have any do's and don'ts of this job fair?
Absolutely, yeah. So when it comes to the interaction, first off, we're seeing a lot of chatting, which we truly appreciate because I think that just adds another dynamic to the community that we're really trying to develop here, not only for this session, but in general with HiCounselor as well. But what I would say is continue on with that, be engaging here. Not only are you kind of connecting with us live, but it also provides you an opportunity where you can kind of connect with somebody who may be also going through the same job search process. That connection could be something that you're able to build from there. And the other thing that we want to have, coming from the community here today, is asking some engaging questions, because we are going to try to utilize that. I mean, of course, there's a lot going on with the chat. There's definitely a lot of you chatting in there, which is what we want to see. But we want to try to take some of those questions as we're talking with some of these individuals from various companies to be able to highlight some of the questions that you as prospective candidates wanting to be employed by one of those companies might have, because that's at the end of the day, again, what Aditya highlighted was that's what our goal is. We're here to connect you with various companies to help you get hired on, and basically helping both sides on that. So that's going to be some of the helpful tips and tricks that I would suggest there. And then also we're going to be passing along some information today about where you're able to apply for these positions and things of that nature. So keep an eye out for that and follow up in due course as well.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And guys, here's the structure for this job fair for the next 2 hours. So there are about 22 companies who are participating in this job fair. They've shared a diverse set of positions, both tech and non-tech positions with us. All these job positions are listed on our website, HiCounselor.com. We'll share that link with you. So in the next 2 hours, we will be interviewing, or we'll be like having a casual conversation with recruiters from 6 companies, including Google, Scratchpad, Socotra, Seagull Scientific, and 2 others. Okay.
Mhm.
So we'll be talking to recruiters and hiring managers from these companies for 10 minutes. We'll try to learn what job roles they're hiring for, what are their current challenges in hiring, what opportunities that they have. And it's also an opportunity for you guys to jump in and ask relevant questions, right? I and Jacob will read out your question and we'll share with the hiring managers and recruiters. Post this event, we will you can apply on our platform to all the job position, and then we'll share your profiles with our recruiters and hiring managers by Monday. So that's the structure. And apart from these 5 or 6 companies that are participating, we also plan to inform you or to make you aware about career in Salesforce domain, because people who come from tech background, who come from engineering management or MBA background, we believe that there is a massive opportunity out there for Salesforce developers, Salesforce techno-functional consultants. So we will be providing you a good overview on what are the potential career options in Salesforce domain. And we have invited a very senior guy to discuss potential Salesforce opportunities and how you can kick off your career in Salesforce domain. Okay.
Mhm.
So yep, let's make the best use of the next 2 hours, and feel free to put your comments here, and we'll be more than happy to share it with our recruiter partners. Okay. So we'll take 2 to 3 minutes more, excuse me, to get started with our first recruiter. Okay.
Mhm. And while that's coming in, I see a lot of people, sharing their LinkedIn profile, and I think that's a great way to also kind of create some engagement there. But also maybe if you want to do just a brief intro, I see that Jennifer just did that, sharing that she's an MBA student, to Paul, and looking for summer and internships as well. So primarily the positions that we're going to be sharing today are going to be full-time positions. But again, that's what we're here to do. We're here to help those recent graduates, and also maybe those re-entering the field. Maybe they've stepped away for a little bit of time, to help you get back into the swing of things there. So we're going to be, like I said, getting started here in just a second with our first guest. And like I said, we're going to be asking some questions, but if you're able to put some questions in the chat too, we're going to try to utilize those as well.
Okay. Let's take 1 more minute, and then we'll be right on our schedule to get started.
Perfect.
Okay, I think we are all set now, and we have our first guest here. So let me add Masha. Hi, Masha. How are you doing?
Hi, doing well. How are you?
Hey, Masha.
Hi.
Doing great. Well, thank you so much for taking your time for this virtual job fair and for participating in it. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Awesome. I'm not sure if you're aware of like the audience right now, or if you've checked that, but right now we have about 980 live candidates on LinkedIn, and probably similar number on our YouTube channel as well. So Masha, we'd like to take next 10 minutes to definitely learn more about Scratchpad, what type of job opportunities are out there, and definitely would like to learn more about the company and the positions that you're hiring for.
Definitely. So, hello, everyone. I'm Masha. I'm a recruiter with Scratchpad. We are a Series A startup that is pioneering the first workspace for revenue teams. So every feature and interaction that we design is built with salespeople in mind. And like I said, we're Series A. We're backed by some of the best investors in the SaaS world, including David Sachs from Kraft and Axel. And yeah, so we started as a fully remote company and continue to be. I'd say some of our values are feedback. We have a constant stream of feedback internally and externally, speed, simplicity, agility, and we really care about our people. And then in terms of roles, we are hiring across the board. So I was, I think, the 15th employee a few months ago. Now we're at closer to 50 people, and I think that number will exponentially grow. And every team is hiring. So we're looking for product managers, we're looking for senior engineers, and then we have our non-technical roles also hiring. Oh, engineering manager, and then non-tech. So like sales and customer success and marketing, all of it.
Awesome, that's great. So, Masha, you said you guys are a very young company, have grown from like 15 to 50 people. So, what does the interview process look like at Scratchpad? I mean, do you guys go really fast? What is the timeline? What should our candidates be aware of?
Yeah, so it depends on the role. We do tend to go fast. We've had people start interviewing on a Monday and have an offer by Friday, but that doesn't always happen. It's tough with all the schedules. But within 2 weeks, typically, it's easy to get someone through the process. And it really depends on the role we're talking about. If you're looking at like an engineering role, there is an assessment that you would take, and then there is like a live coding and design section. And then for product management, also there's like a case study, as well as like a brainstorming session. So yeah, it depends on the role.
Awesome. Jacob, you have a question?
I do, yeah. So I'd seen, Masha, that you had recently joined the team, I think it was the May timeframe of last year, similar to myself in joining HiCounselor. But one thing I was curious about, because I know there's been a lot of change within HiCounselor, I was curious, how has Scratchpad been able to evolve, and what are some of the changes that you've seen throughout your time frame working there?
Yeah. Wow. I mean, we've evolved a lot. I feel like a veteran, even though I've only been here since May.
Yeah.
Which I think other folks who have been in the startup world can attest to that. But I think, we still are small enough that we can meet as a company a few days a week, and we can all share ideas and stuff, but it's obviously changed. It makes more sense to break into smaller groups now. And yeah, just like the way that we interact is kind of changing. But it's still, there's a lot of camaraderie. There's a lot of support. I just don't know everyone on the team as well as I used to.
Right.
So that's an adjustment. But it's a very exciting adjustment. So yeah, and also just, I think, like sharing some more of the bandwidth and like bringing on new awesome people who can, run with the work that they're given is really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
that's really cool too, that, despite the fact that you're growing exponentially, you still have that time for the whole company to come together, kind of have those conversations, have everybody contribute. I know that means a lot, especially me being a little bit newer to the startup realm as well. So that's kind of makes for an exciting dynamic there. One question I also saw within the chat a few times came up. A few candidates were curious about the visa sponsorship. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so for our tech roles, we are open to H-1B visa transfers. We are not sponsoring green cards at this time or starting new visa processes, but we will do transfers.
Awesome.
And Masha, for me, more than what you do in your daily job, being a part of a fun environment is a really, really important aspect. So what's fun at Scratchpad, right? I mean, okay, the work is great. You are a software developer, you write code. How do you guys ensure that there's a fun environment in the company, and any newcomer, right? Someone who is early in his or her career feels really comfortable?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'll say that, I think it's cheesy, but it's true. Like everyone that I work with is brilliant and interesting and passionate. So everyone has really interesting interests. We're all very Slack happy. So people are slacking all the time, and we have different channels for different interests. And we do like donut, like coffee chats and stuff like that. And we're planning our first offsite where we'll all get together, and that's really fun. I don't know what we're actually going to end up doing, but people are throwing out some crazy ideas, like getting on a yacht. So we'll see. Going to Ibiza. I don't know. But yeah, we just have fun with it. So yeah.
Going to Ibiza sounds really fun to me as well.
It does, right? I'm all for it.
Right.
But also, even though we're all remote and it's obviously been a weird time for the world, a lot of us have traveled a little bit, and we will meet each other in person when we go, we all like each other in real life.
Right.
So we'll meet with people all the time. So it's been nice.
Yeah, bringing that remote interaction to that real world interaction. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so, Masha, like for someone who joins Scratchpad, what does the training program look like? How's the onboarding goes? Is there a formal training program? Because I remember when I joined my very first job at PricewaterhouseCoopers right out of school, I was very scared. Like how am I going to like get along with speed with others? Uh, do I need to like learn a lot of things? But yeah, their training program helped me a lot. So how does it look like at Scratchpad?
Yeah. So it's pretty robust at this point, which is good. We've iterated on it a lot, but you will have anyone who comes into the company will have a lot of face time with different folks from different teams. We have lots of recordings from calls that we have with customers, so you'll get to know what problems we're solving. In terms of engineering, we have a very modern and lightweight stack. However, it's okay if you don't have experience in our exact stack. We've had engineers start with no experience in that stack, and they're just skilled engineers. And we have a training program with them where we bring them up to speed quickly. So it depends on the role, but ultimately it's pretty cool.
Okay, awesome. And I can see, Masha, you have shared a few job positions with us. Senior product manager, front-end engineer, full stack, back-end engineer as well. So to all of our attendees, guys, all these job positions are listed on our platform, HiCounselor.com/job fair openings. You can go there, apply to these job positions. We'll shortlist some of the right profiles. We'll send it to Masha and her team probably by Monday or Tuesday of next week. And then, Masha, you guys would reach out to candidates, right? What would be the process look like once you get the resumes?
Yeah, once we get the resumes, I'll be the one reviewing them, and I will let you know about next steps.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Masha, for your time. We really appreciate it. So that's why it was a short conversation of 9-10 minutes, but good to learn about Scratchpad and yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was good to meet you both.
Yeah, nice meeting you as well.
See you.
Bye.
Okay, that was our first company, Scratchpad, guys, and we have job positions listed on our platform, hicounselor.com/job fair openings. So please go there, apply to these jobs by Monday. We'll shortlist a few candidates and send it to Scratchpad's way, and you can then hear back directly from the recruitment team. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the crowd is still pretty active out here. Jacob, why don't you look at I was looking at comments and they were just flowing in, and then I was unable to pick any one question, right?
I know, right?
So if probably you can pick one question, or so we can also address questions coming in from our attendees. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that would be very helpful. Okay, guys. So the next phase of this event is now we have our next guest to talk about Salesforce. As I mentioned at the beginning of this virtual job fair, that we would like to make you aware about opportunities in Salesforce domain. It's a very hot market for Salesforce professionals. There's a massive demand, and it's just not current situation, but I believe that there will be a super high demand for Salesforce developers, Salesforce techno-functional consultants in the future as well. So we have invited an expert who have worked at many companies like Deloitte, Capgemini, and many other big tech companies, and have led some of the biggest global transformation projects for Salesforce. So I'd like to invite our next guest, Mr. Sanjeev. Let me add. Hi, Sanjeev. How are you doing?
Hey, guys. Hey, Aditya. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Good. Yeah, no problem. And I also have my colleague, Jacob, with me.
Hello. How's it going? It's nice to meet you.
Great. Likewise.
Yeah, well, I and Sanjeev had a lot of conversation in the last 10 to 12 hours. So we know a lot about each other. But yeah. So Sanjeev, right now we are live on LinkedIn. We are live on YouTube. We have, I think, 1,000 plus live attendees for this event. And again, as we discussed, right, the objective is to help people understand the career opportunities in Salesforce? Because I think there's a lack of awareness out there. If people know about it, they'll try to take some actions to get into Salesforce domain. So why don't you start with a quick intro of yourself, and then we'll jump into Salesforce related things.
Thanks, Aditya and Jacob, for having me. It's exciting to be here. Exciting to actually give back to the community, if you will. So, so my name is Sanjeev Gulati. I'm the founder and CEO and Chief Innovation Officer of Blue Sky Innovations. We are a fairly recently formed, about about 3+ years startup, if you will, trying to make a difference in the Salesforce implementation partner community, if you will, or the partner ecosystem. I have about 30 years plus, experience in the industry. Began my career from C++ all the way to distributed computing, object databases. Some of you may or may not know what these terms are. Yes, there was and there still are object databases. And Java, spent about 9 years with BEA Systems. And then I moved on to Salesforce ecosystem back in 2009, and I've never looked back. Okay, it's been exciting. Quite frankly, I thought I was doing cool stuff, handling extremely difficult projects with Java, C++, and all. And it wasn't until I came to Salesforce that I realized that you can do so much more, and in a much simple manner, right? Anyway, better late than never. I worked at Salesforce.com as a senior technical solutions architect for about 2.5 years, and have had the pleasure of working with companies or end customers like Wells Fargo, GE, GM, Medtronic, Boston Scientific, Mosaic. The list goes on and on. And as Aditya mentioned, I've been at Persistent Systems, Deloitte, Liquid Hub, Capgemini, all these marquee companies, and I've learned a lot.
Thank you so much,
So,
Sanjeev. Yep.
yeah.
Thank you
So
so
just
much.
to round up the experience of my, projects have included primarily Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, custom implementations on Force.com. I don't know how many of you know there is Force.com behind the scenes, and Health Cloud, Experience Cloud, which used to be called Community Cloud before, and including lots and lots of very difficult integrations with back-end order processing systems, which you will, when you land in your careers, you'll see how that is also very important. So over to you.
That's great. Thank you, Sanjeev. And it's great to have someone with a lot of experience. By the way, and everyone, I started my career as a Salesforce consultant, so I understand having someone who's been like a overall Salesforce architect for a project. I mean, it's a big deal. So, Sanjeev, what is the demand of Salesforce professionals out in the market right now, and what do you anticipate, say, in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, like I said in my opening statement, I feel like kicking myself for not joining Salesforce way back when I should have, quite frankly. Um, the demand has been growing at a fast clip, rapid pace. It's like it just does not seem to stop. So it's growing like crazy, and right now I can tell you that I'm seeing people get jobs that would not have a prayer 10 years ago. So great time to be in this market. Uh, what it also means is an easier onboarding for people who are, kind of out of college and not really sure if they will do well or not. So it's a great time to be in this ecosystem.
So, Sanjeev, is it true? I came across a few companies, like big tech companies, and they have millions of dollars of projects sold or sitting in shelf, but they don't have enough resources. They don't have right resources to execute those projects, and they are constantly hunting for right Salesforce guys to hire. Is it that crazy demand?
Absolutely, absolutely. You nailed it. Although Salesforce, I don't know how many of you know, was formed in 1999 in a small apartment, not really a garage, but a small apartment. Mark Benioff, Parker Harris, to name two of the main founders, if you will. Um, and it took a long time for the world to actually believe that business can be transacted in a secure manner in the cloud. Back in those days, people who may or you guys may have been in school or whatever or preschool, if you know the birth of the internet, Yahoo.com, all those Amazon were very famous, but companies had a tough time believing that you could move their entire business to the cloud. And look where we are today. I mean, there is hardly a company that I can, put a finger on that does not use Salesforce. They have the lion's share of the market, and consequently, what happens when you have this rapid growth? What happens? Increased opportunities. There's always going to be a dearth of resources, and I see companies fighting tooth over nail to retain top talent. So you guys can be assured of the highest salaries. I'm not joking. You'll be shocked to see having a very satisfying career path.
I mean,
And in
as
terms
Dr.
of sorry, in terms of
No, go ahead,
I
go
don't know
ahead.
if you already asked me this question or not, or we may touch upon it later.
Mhm.
There are different types of the career trajectory, if you will, right? And there are technical, there is business, techno-functional roles, or specifically business roles alone, and there are technical roles also, and then there's a combination of. In case anybody noticed, my title was Senior Technical Solutions Architect, which meant I had to be both a functional expert as well as a technical expert. Okay. Anyway, over to you.
Mhm. No, that's great. I think that it's a great point, and I was about to touch on it. So, Sanjeev, someone who has graduated with masters or bachelors in computer science, have a very strong background. What career path in Salesforce would be a right fit for this candidate? And someone who comes from management background, right? Like
Mhm.
somebody who has studied mechanical engineering and then studied MBA or engineering management, right? What's the right path for them, and how they can jump into it?
Yeah, so let me tackle the first part because I
Uh-huh.
come from a very technical background. And I will tell you that I was very humbled. I thought I knew it all, right? But guess what? I really missed the boat on the functional side. The more savvier you can get, in understanding what problems does Salesforce really solve? What the heck is Sales Cloud? What the heck is Service Cloud? What is Health Cloud? You know, you need to understand the business aspect. The more you understand the business, the more you understand the foundation. So both camps that you mentioned, don't miss the boat on learning the foundation. Do not
Mhm.
do not skip or skimp over the administration aspect of Salesforce, right? Don't be cocky that, oh, I'm a technical guy, I do C++, I do Python, I do blah blah, I've done this project, that project. All that is out the door if you don't understand the basics of the foundational layer, right? So you should, both these constituents, or you said technical and management, business background, should start with understanding the Salesforce platform. What does it comprise of? As I mentioned to you, really understand what problem does Sales Cloud really address? What problem does Service Cloud address? Why do they have an Experience Cloud? What is Health Cloud? They recently acquired a Velocity, Industry Cloud. What is Industry Cloud? What is e-commerce, right? Understand those things first. And trust me, guys, Salesforce is an ocean. You can spend your entire life, you will not know everything. So don't
Mhm.
try to be good. Start out with Sales Cloud, that's the foundation layer, Service Cloud, and then you graduate to the other advanced clouds.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect description of the opportunities for everyone out there. So, Sanjeev, at Blue Sky Innovation, why don't you tell us a little bit about Blue Sky Innovation? And I know you are hiring for or looking to hire some folks at Blue Sky Innovations as well, right? In Salesforce and other domains. So, would love to know more about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are primarily, what we consider ourselves to be the top tier, high end consulting organization, right? So we are obviously looking for seasoned, experienced technical architects, technical leads in the US. Also, we are looking for high end solution architect. So a solution architect is somebody who's not really that technical, but comes from a business, business analyst, business functional architect, and they become more aware of different packages and products that can be brought. Oh, for single sign-on, you can use these products. For integration, you can use Informatica or MuleSoft or what have you, right? Somebody who's aware of these products, but not necessarily knows the nuts and bolts of how to implement. So that's the difference between a solution architect and a technical architect, somebody that, at least in my experience, been there, done that, better be hands-on, right? So if you cannot be a technical architect if you cannot read code.
Correct.
You don't understand, uh, and also one thing I'll tell you guys, in the cloud, it's not that you own the servers. You are in a public, shared, secure environment. So there are limits. So when you design, you have to be, the more knowledgeable you are about the platform, the way it was designed, the better off you will be, the more successful you'll be, on your implementation. So one thing I'll just, to round off, I know you have many other guests on this call, Aditya and Jacob. In terms of your career path, you should be looking at becoming a Salesforce admin.
Mhm.
Okay, making sure you can administer the application. What are the page layout? How can I move fields around? What are standard objects, custom objects, and understand those things. Understand how I can onboard users, different types of licenses, and all that. And then you graduate into, you can become, the business guys can become a Salesforce business analyst, somebody who works with the business to understand the requirements, translate it to a language that the developers can understand, right?
Mhm.
You become the liaison between the tech team and the business. Okay, fantastic career path. The other illusion that people have, oh, the more technical I am, the more highly paid I will be. Big mistake. The more closer you are to the business, and yes, if you're technical, icing on the cake.
Mm.
It's a perfect description, Jacob. Actually, and Sanjeev, like it reminded me of one conversation. There was a time when I was working at Deloitte, and I went to my senior manager asking that, hey, I want to do this technical training for the next 2 months. Yeah, one and a
Yeah.
half to 2 months. And he was like, Aditya, we don't want you to be writing code all the time, right? Rather than we want you
Right.
to just understand Salesforce platform at a functional level and have some technical knowledge of it and be on the techno functional side. I think
Exactly.
you exactly said the same thing. So yeah, it's
So
very, very beneficial.
one pearl of wisdom I'll give to the audience is never think of, oh, I can just code this thing. I can write code. I can get this done in 2 hours. No, if it doesn't matter whether you can do it in 2 hours or 2 days. What matters is, did you look into the existing out of the box features that Salesforce provides? Because think of maintainability. Think of the overall cost of ownership of the solution, from the client. So anyway, maybe for a different day we'll talk more. We can go more in depth.
Yeah, no,
But I'll
definitely. I'm
yeah,
so passionate about like getting people into Salesforce domain to getting them into the Salesforce career path. I mean, we'll probably one day schedule a separate event specifically for Salesforce, right? We'll be talking about Salesforce for an hour. But yeah,
yeah,
thank you,
yeah,
Sanjeev. It's very, very
absolutely,
helpful. Your insights, I mean, the guidance from you that I'm sure it would help a lot of people. Regarding Blue Sky Innovations, we'll post this job opening in Salesforce domain on our platform.
absolutely,
And guys, you can come to our platform and apply to that job position. So after this session,
absolutely,
we'll follow up with all of our attendees. We'll let them know about this position. And by Monday, Sanjeev will share the interested applicants with you. Okay.
absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sanjeev, for taking your time for this
Thanks,
session.
guys.
Yeah,
Good
it's
luck.
wonderful
Good
meeting you,
luck.
Sanjeev.
Good luck, folks, on the call. I cannot see you, but I wish you all the best in your Salesforce journey.
Awesome. Thank you so much. See you,
Thank
Sanjeev.
you.
Thanks. Bye.
See ya.
That was a wonderful experience, right? In Salesforce.
Absolutely. And I think too that even transcends even outside of just the Salesforce, the ability to, yes, you have the skills, but don't just focus on your skills the whole time. See
Mhm.
how does that, kind of fit in the broader scheme of, the position that you're looking into, and how can you kind of utilize those skills and move things forward, as opposed to just saying, okay, well, I can get this done really quickly, right? So I think that was awesome.
No, definitely. There are a few people asking where can we apply. So, guys, the purpose of last 15 minutes was to make you understand the benefit of getting into Salesforce and how massive an opportunity that is available in the Salesforce domain. So, at HiCounselor, our mission is to help a lot of candidates get into Salesforce practice, get into Salesforce related roles. So we are starting a new program at HiCounselor in which we plan to train recent graduates in technical roles like MS in computer science, bachelors in computer science, or people coming from different backgrounds. Say if you have done engineering management, MIS, MBA, or probably any other bachelor's or master's degree. Our objective is to train you in Salesforce in just 3 to 4 weeks of timeline. Again, we won't make you an expert, that is not possible, but just giving you a high level overview of Salesforce in 3 to 4 weeks, and then connect you with the right employers who have massive opportunities in Salesforce. So I'd like to take a moment and share my screen so that I can share the training program and how we work, and plus where you can apply. Okay. So Jacob, I'll take 1 second. Let me share my screen.
Absolutely. And while you're doing that too, the other thing I like to reiterate too is that Salesforce is used across multiple levels of platforms, whether you're going into tech. When I was working in the college level, we were still using Salesforce to help, establish connections across campus. So the variety in which you're able to utilize Salesforce moving forward, as was mentioned, it's literally an ocean. You could not see the other side because of the fact that it's so vast and there's so much that can be incorporated into it. So definitely, I think this is, again, what Aditya is going to touch on, is this is a way that, maybe you don't have that experience of Salesforce. Well, this is an opportunity to allow you to get some of that experience then.
Perfect. Jacob, can you see my PowerPoint deck?
Yes, I can.
Okay, awesome. So guys, as I said, at HiCounselor, we are starting a program in about 2 weeks from now, where our objective is to train people in Salesforce in just a 3 weeks of timeline, 3 to maximum 3.5 weeks. And then we plan to connect them with employers who have Salesforce opportunities. So this is how this plan would look like. So in just 3 weeks, we'll be training you on Salesforce. That's what we are calling upskilling, because you may or may not have that Salesforce related skills. So we'll train you on Salesforce Admin Cloud, Sales Cloud, or Service Cloud. Okay. In first week, we'll train you on Salesforce Admin Cloud, which is very generic, like what Salesforce is all about, how you create users, permission sets. In week number 2 and 3, you can choose either you want to get trained on Sales Cloud or Service Cloud. Both have equal opportunities. In 3 weeks, you'll be prepared on Salesforce behavioral interviews or behavioral questions that are usually asked in interviews. Will work on your resume, LinkedIn, and everything else. From week number 4 and onward, we'll start connecting you with the employers who are hiring for Salesforce roles. So it's a short 4 to 5 weeks of program in which we plan to deploy a lot of Salesforce consultants who come from management or technical background. Okay. Now, the way we work is we work on income share agreement. There is no upfront fee because we understand that paying upfront for someone who's unemployed or someone who's just graduated out of school, it's very, very tough. So we work on income share agreement where you don't have to pay anything upfront. You pay 9% of your first year's salary only after landing a job, and that too in monthly installments. Okay. So that is our program. And if you are interested in Salesforce, I would recommend you to go to our website. Simply go to our website, hicounselor.com. And on homepage, you'll see a button called Apply to Upcoming Cohort. Okay. Go to this button, Apply to an Upcoming Cohort, and fill this small form. You just need to fill in your name, your email ID, your LinkedIn profile URL, your phone number. And this is very important. Here you need to mention Salesforce consultant if you're choosing Salesforce track. Okay. If you belong to software engineering, you're looking for a job in software engineering role, you can choose software engineering, data science. If you're looking for a role in data analyst, data scientist, data engineering, or product management, but for Salesforce track, you need to choose Salesforce consultant. Fill in your graduation date, your visa status, and just apply. We'll review all the application. We'll schedule a quick 15 minutes phone call with you. or a Zoom call just to learn more about your background, your professional experience. And after that, we'll let you know if we can admit you in our program or not. Okay. But I'm very excited to help a lot of professionals like yourself get into Salesforce domain. Awesome. So if you're interested, again, go to HiCounselor.com and apply over there. I'll share this link in chat box as well.
And I did see one or two questions as well. Pavani had asked, I do not have any experience in Salesforce. Will I still be eligible? And the answer is yes, you would definitely still be eligible, because that's what our goal is for this, is just to give you some of the basic ins and outs of Salesforce to allow you to be able to take the skills that you already have, whether it's Python, C++, JavaScript, whatever it is, those experiences combined with having some knowledge and wherewithal in terms of Salesforce is going to make you an even more polished candidate. At the end of the day, our goal is to help take candidates who are perfect candidates to be able to move into a position and polish their skills so that they're even more prepared when they're going into that first interview.
That's right. That is absolutely right. Guys, you don't need to have any experience in Salesforce. Let me tell you about my story. So I graduated from Duke University in 2015 and I joined PricewaterhouseCoopers as a technology consultant. All these big four consulting firms, they hire you for a general role. And after that, they put you in different buckets. So I was placed in Salesforce bucket. They just provided me a training of 14 days on admin and service cloud, and they deployed me to a project. And that's how easy it is. I mean, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's a good 2 to 3 weeks of effort, and you'll be absolutely way more employable. So again, if you're interested in our program, you can simply apply to hicounselor.com/apply. Okay, and choose Salesforce consultant as a track. That is very important so that we can identify that you are applying for Salesforce track.
Yeah, I did see two questions I just want to touch on as well. Yep. Somebody was asking if these positions that you're in, the assistance that we provide, is it only in the US or is it in the UK? We are strictly working and helping with individuals who are trying to land a position within the US. But I also saw another question was, is this cohort open to international students? And it is open to international students, so long as you're looking for a position within the US. That's going to be the area where we're able to assist. But again, we're here to help polish off again, the training and skills that you already have. The only thing that we would probably be implementing is some of that information on Salesforce, but it's not going to be, C++ 101. It's going to be, all right, here's some of the types of questions that you might get asked during a data analyst position or something along those lines to help you feel even more confident going into those rounds and interviews and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm. No, that's very helpful. Okay, awesome. I think we are ready to invite our next guest. So, hi, Christina. Are you there? Okay, so we have our next guest. Let me add Christina. So, guys, our next company that's participating is Google, and we have our guest, Christina, with us. Hi, Christina. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you as well.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, right?
How's been your day so far?
Oh, it's great. My day's been busy, had a lot of phone screens, lots of meetings, but I'm really excited to be here and meet all of you. And I don't know how many people are on here right now, but hello.
Let me give you a quick count of it. We have 1,100 people live on LinkedIn.
Wow.
And about 300 people live on YouTube right now.
Oh,
and people are coming and going, but yeah, it's a very engaging, and you'll see. Can you see comments flowing in here?
I cannot, but let me see.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I can. I can.
Yeah,
well,
right.
Hello.
So you'll see. Okay. So
I feel famous. Awesome. Well, I'm really happy to be here. Thank you both for inviting me.
No
Absolutely.
problem.
Where are you calling in from, by the way?
Yes, so I live in New York City. I'm in Brooklyn. Okay. I don't know how many people are in New York, but it's cold out here. We're trying to stay warm.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm calling from Columbus, Ohio. It's cold out here as well. And we definitely had a lot of people calling in from New York. We kind of did a little bit of engagement with the chat and saw that, it's literally all across the U.S. right now, which is really cool.
Oh, well, that's so exciting. Yeah. And just so you guys know, the roles I'm hiring for are not New York specific. So putting it out there for anyone who's thinking, oh, is she only hiring for New York? No.
I'm sure that's music to a lot of people's ears, whether they're New York based or not.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Christina, why don't you give a quick intro of yourself? We definitely know a bit about you, but it will be
Yeah.
great for our audience to know more about you.
Of course.
Right? So, yeah, that would be very useful.
All right, so I will get started. Hi, everyone. My name is Christina Costa, located in New York City. I am a recruiter for the Google Cloud team, specifically the customer success non-technical roles. So I'll talk a little bit more about what that means. And on top of working at Google, I also have a career coaching business. So I actually run a career coaching business, been doing it for about 2.5 years. And I basically help candidates through the interview process. Specifically, I work with underrepresented candidates who are looking to transition into tech. That's really the majority of my clients. And previous to that, I used to run a program called Outco. If you guys want to look it up, for any engineers out there who are having difficulty on the interview, check out Outco. What they do is they provide an online training program for job-seeking software engineers. So they help with the technical part of the interview process, as well as the soft skills and the interviewing, all the interview skills you need to really succeed and shine.
Cool.
Okay, great. Yeah. Jacob, you have a question?
Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of jump right in. Well, actually, I did see a few questions that chimed in, and I assume I know the answer, but I still want to ask it. A few candidates did ask, you do have positions in New York as well. Is that correct?
Yes. So right now, actually, the 2 roles I am recruiting for actively that I'm going to share with you all. Yes, you can be in New York, but we do have a preference for West Coast.
Okay.
Specifically because we have a lot of CSMs already on the East Coast, and the hiring managers are really looking for some talent, either on Central Time or Pacific Time, because we have a lot of clients and customers there. So we definitely have a preference for West Coast, but I'm not gonna, say don't apply if you're on the East Coast, but we definitely have a preference for the West Coast right now.
Awesome. And so one question I have too, kind of going off of that with, all these prospective candidates that we have coming in, what are some of the skills that you think really kind of jump off the page? I know that oftentimes there's these solid skills that we are often looking for, but a lot of the soft skills are really can be as a helpful tool to really push somebody through the door. So what are some of the skills that you always like to look for or would suggest candidates to highlight maybe more so than what they are right now?
Well, I would say specifically for customer success roles, we really want to find candidates who've had customer facing experience. That doesn't mean that you've had to be a customer success manager in the past, but even if you were like an account manager or an account executive, maybe you were even a program or partnerships manager that worked with setting up, different partnerships with clients and customers. So really emphasizing your customer facing experience. We are obviously also looking for some hard skills, right? But in terms of for these roles, we really are looking for candidates with at least 5 to 7 years of customer facing experience, just because you'll be working with some of our largest, most enterprise accounts. So we want to make sure that you've had that experience before.
Absolutely. And another question kind of tying in as well is I feel like everybody has heard some sort of example of, somebody working at Google and have their perception of that. But I'm curious, what is that work-life balance and what's it like being somebody who is working with Google? Yeah.
So I think it really depends on your role and also the time of the year, right? So to me, right now we just started, so things are getting a little more ramped up and people are, back kind of in full speed.
Right.
But I would say it really depends on the time of year. I have seen a lot of work-life balance, at least on my end. There's a lot of flexibility with Google. You can work remotely. We're still staying fully remote, at least for the time being. So we do have a lot of, flexibility in that space. So it really depends, I think, on the manager as well. Like, I don't want to say there's always going to be work-life balance. There may be times where it's a little bit crazier depending on client needs. But I do know that Google really values setting boundaries and values, taking time off and, working from home and having work-life flexibility. I know that's something that's very important to the organization.
Absolutely. In terms of, giving some advice to some of the attendees that we have here as well, what would be some advice that you have in terms of, preparing for whether it be that initial interview or that follow-up technical round? What are some tips and tricks that you might have for us?
Well, first and foremost, I always say your network is your net worth, right? So if you know anyone at Google, try to get them to refer you first. That would be my first, piece of advice, just because referrals are looked upon a little higher than just a candidate who comes in through the website, right? So definitely, if you can, get a referral. Secondly, I would highly recommend for your first interview, and first, before that, make sure your resume is relevant to the role. I see so many resumes that have nothing to do with data analytics or nothing to do with Workspace or Microsoft 365, which is what I'm looking for. And then they apply for these roles, and I'm like, okay, well, you have absolutely nothing on your resume that says data analytics. So obviously I'm going to reject you. Right. So I just have, piece of advice for candidates out there. And I know it is extra work, but if you really tailor your resume to the role, and so much of what they're looking for on the resume is in the job description. So that's my biggest tip for you guys, is tweak your resume, because if it looks general and it doesn't look relevant, you're not going to get selected.
Absolutely. And it's funny too, because it's one of those kind of simple things that it does take a bit of time if you're doing that every single time, but especially when it's a position that you're, as an attendee,
you really want.
Exactly. Taking that time to kind of curtail a little bit. And exactly as you said, I always kind of think of it as, the job description is almost like, for my college background, is the syllabus. It tells you how to be 100%. Successful in that process, right? So if you take a bit of that, implement that into your resume, even if it's one or two things, there's nothing wrong with it. You're literally copy and pasting some of the terminology that will help you set yourself apart.
Yeah. And I would also recommend for every candidate out there to have at the top of your resume a professional summary where you give 2 to 3 sentences about what are your biggest strengths and assets. Just because we're looking at hundreds of resumes, I sometimes don't have the time to read through every single thing, right? So if you have your main strengths at the top, right, that will definitely be gold.
It's definitely, how can you summarize all of your experience into 2 to 3 sentences? But that's the thing, you're not really trying to do that. You're just trying to give enough information to make Christina, to make whoever is going through that interview process or reviewing all of those resumes to want to have a further conversation, to ask a few more questions. It's not, I think that's a big misconception as well, is how do I summarize everything I've done in 2 to 3 sentences?
Yeah. And make it relevant to the role, right?
Exactly.
And like, if it's a data analytics, talk about your data analytics background in that summary, right? Should I go and share more about the roles?
Yeah, that'd be perfect. If you have some time for that, that'd be awesome.
Awesome. So the 2 roles that I'm currently actively recruiting for, one of them is the customer success manager on our data analytics team in the Google Cloud. So I'm sure everyone in here knows about Google, right? We're pretty big. And our Google Cloud organization has been around since 2008. We've been growing tremendously in the past couple of years, as we have more and more people adopting onto the Google Cloud. And so now we've actually created solution customer success managers, which are very specific and tailored to just that product. So one of the customer success manager roles is for the data analytics team. And specifically, we're looking for people who have a data analytics background, at least 5 years, either data science, data analytics, using tools like Looker is actually a huge tool that we mainly use. We acquired Looker, so that's what we use, as well as BigQuery, DataProc, Dataflow, if you have experience in data warehousing, as well as 5 to 7 years of customer-facing experience. So that's the trick there, right? We want to see a mixture of both, because you'll really be the trusted advisor to some of our largest and most strategic accounts at Google on the Google Cloud team. So really, that's what we're looking for. It's a mixture of more so customer-facing than technical. I would say the customer-facing piece is even more important than the technical piece.
Absolutely.
So that's one of the roles that I'm currently hiring for. The other role is called the Customer Success Manager for the Workspace product. So as many of you probably know, this is a collaboration and productivity tool similar to Office 365. Even Salesforce CSM could potentially, Salesforce CRM could potentially be a background we're looking for. So anything, if you have at least, I would say 4 to 6 years of experience in either Workspace or Microsoft Office 365, And I mean, in terms of experience, like you've helped customers before implement that product, or maybe
Right.
you've created that implementation on your team, as well as customer facing experience and background. That's really what we're looking for that role. And so there's two, like I mentioned, two CSM roles on the Google Cloud team. One is data analytics, one is specifically workspace. And even if you're in the West Coast, that's even better. So if you are on the West Coast, that's really like our ideal candidate, because we have a lot of customers on the West Coast that could use some support.
Absolutely. And meanwhile, in the chat, we had a lot of people going, yeah.
I see the chat blowing up right now. I don't even know where to start.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Christina, for taking our time for this event. It was a short conversation, but very meaningful and very helpful for our attendees. And so we'll start collecting applications from our attendees from today itself until Monday morning. And then we'll shortlist some of the candidates. And I hear all this pain of all recruiters that, hey, I have to go through all hundreds of resumes. Some of the resumes don't have any relevant skills. So we'll try to share some of the very relevant resumes with you that have right skills and what all you're looking for. Okay.
Awesome.
And from that point, you can start reaching out to candidates, conduct interview process. And I hope that someone who's currently in attendees, right, will get this job. So we'll get back to you.
I hope so too. Fingers crossed, everyone. And best of luck on your job hunt.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much, Christina.
Thank you, Christina.
Bye. Okay, awesome. So that was Google hiring for customer success manager role. And just as a quick reminder, you need to apply on our platform. If you're interested in this job position, we'll share profile of interested and relevant candidates with Christina by Monday morning. So Jacob, can I quickly show where people need to apply?
Absolutely, please do.
Okay. So that there is no confusion, give me 1 second. I'll quickly share my screen again. Okay, you should be able to see my screen now. Okay. So guys, again, if you're interested, simply go to our website, HiCounselor.com. There is a tab at the top called Virtual Job Fair. Choose second option, job openings at participating companies. When you land on this page, you'll see all the job positions. If you're interested in Google, just search Google, and both the positions are available here. Simply apply, and we'll forward your profile to Christina for the next steps. Okay. And I'll share this link again with all of you so that you can apply over there. That's it. Okay. So Jacob, are we ready for our next guest?
Absolutely. We are primed and ready.
Okay, awesome. So let me add Juliet to the session. Okay, before I add Juliet, guys, our next company is Socotra, and we have Juliet with us for the session. Hi, Juliet.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely excited to be here.
And how's been your day so far?
It's been good. Here in San Francisco, we've had some bad weather these past couple of days, but looks like it's slowly getting better. So feeling good about it.
That's good.
Awesome. Okay, just to let you know, Juliet, we are right now live on LinkedIn as well as YouTube. We have about 1,000 people on LinkedIn live at this point of time, and about 200-300 people on our YouTube channel. Okay, and you would be able to see their comments probably in the comment box on your screen. Okay. Okay, cool. So why don't you tell us quickly about yourself and Socotra?
Yeah, 100%. So I joined Socotra about 7 months ago. Actually heard about it through a friend, which is always the best way to hear about a job. A really close friend. I'm so happy to have joined. We have an amazing culture, super supportive team, which I think is always really great and always makes a big difference. We are a core insurtech platform. So what that means is we work with all different kinds of insurance companies. That could be like a small insurance startup in Mexico City, or like a large Fortune 500 company anywhere in the world. So the breadth of customers that we work with is really cool. We're really hiring across many different positions right now, but what I wanted to highlight today is all the growth that our engineering team is looking for right now. Specifically back-end engineers. That's what, I was hoping to talk about a little bit with you guys. We're a really engineering focused company, and yeah, really just looking to build up the team.
That's awesome. And before we jump into some of those positions as well, with the insure tech area is growing exponentially right now. What was something that really kind of drew you there, aside from, of course, having that friend, that connection, but also why is this the perfect time for some of these attendees to start to look into that field and these positions in particular?
Yeah, 100%. So I was totally new to the field when I started. So I'm always happy to talk about people that maybe haven't heard about InsurTech but are curious. It's a really growing space. So it's a super exciting time to join and to be part of that. There is a lot to learn. So I understand how it can be maybe a bit intimidating if you don't have that background. But that's where I think the team really comes in. Just the amount of things that I've learned just since joining, like last year, has been really huge. So if anybody's interested, I definitely recommend reaching out to us. Our recruiting team is also super friendly. We don't bite. So we're always happy to kind of talk you guys through, what we do more. I think we're just really understanding of like the different places that people come from. And we're really big on equal opportunities.
Awesome. And, jumping into some of those positions, could you take a moment to go a little bit deeper, maybe going over some of the tech information that the tech stack that candidates might need, and just a little bit more details on the positions themselves?
Yeah, 100%. So the main role that I thought would be interesting to kind of talk about here is our staff backend engineer. We are looking for folks that have ideally about 8 years of experience. I think something that's really important is having worked in like a production setting and having really built things. That's really important for us. Definitely experience with Java is great. C# is also a good plus. Any startup experience or just generally working at a tech company, those are really great pluses as well. If folks have some experience with the cloud or working with APIs, that's also super helpful. There's a longer list. There are more things, but those are like some of the core elements.
Absolutely. In terms of additional positions, I know that was one just in particular, but you're hiring it kind of across the board. We had a few candidates asking about, what about some possible entry level positions too? Do you have any that are currently available that you could highlight too?
Yeah, so this is kind of one of the tougher things with us. Entry-level positions come, but they can be a bit few and far between. So just to be totally transparent, most of our roles do require some years of experience, but we do have an amazing internship program. So definitely would encourage anybody who's a little bit newer to the engineering field to keep an eye out for that. Our applications are closed for this year, but they'll be opening up in a few months again for next year. That's always great. Aside from that, we are hiring across different kinds of teams, business, sales, marketing. Kind of wanted to keep it engineering focused because I know, what a lot of the crowd looks like here. But again, I'm always happy to connect with anyone who's interested and wants to chat. Yeah.
Absolutely. Aditya, any questions that you have at this time?
Yeah, so Juliet, I would definitely love to know more about like the onboarding and the interview process at Socotra. So the process, the way it works is we have your job positions listed on our platform. Candidates will start applying to those job positions. We'll share relevant resumes with you by end of Monday or probably by Tuesday morning. What would be the next steps after that?
Yeah, 100%. So our team is very responsive. You can definitely expect to hear from us a couple of days after you submit your application. The interview process is thorough, but we really want to be a partner to people in the interview process, whatever it is that people need, whether that's more information or sometimes folks want a few days to prepare for interviews or just want to chat through some of the topics. We're very much here to help people succeed. Generally, it's kind of a 3-step process. You'll have an initial recruiter screen with myself or someone else from my team. That's usually pretty short and sweet. After that, you'll have a technical screen. And the final step is a virtual on-site where you meet with different folks from across the team and kind of get a sense of who you'll be working with. I think our onboarding process is awesome, very supportive. You get to meet with folks from across the company. You're not just limited to meeting with people from your team. I think that's something that's really cool, just being able to build those relationships. We make sure that there's a good balance between time to like absorb all the info and work on things, but also just meeting with people and getting to know other people. Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. And tell me something like how do you guys manage to have like fun in this COVID times when everyone is remote? So that probably we can implement those. We can pick some of those things and probably implement it at HiCounselor as well.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to give away all our secrets, but you can steal a couple. I'll give you one. Something that was really cool that we did around the holidays was we had a virtual murder mystery party across the entire company. So that was actually super fun. I came in not really knowing what to expect, but it was a really great time. And that's just one thing. You know, we have other events. We just want to make sure that there's always like time where people can get together and get to know each other. Obviously, you know, once everything is like safe again, we're definitely looking forward to having more in-person events too.
Absolutely. That sounds pretty fun. I think it's one of those two where it's exactly as you said, don't know what to expect going into it, but then that's, I think, what makes it even more enjoyable, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Juliet, for taking your time for this session and for sharing about Socotra, all the open job positions. I think I just looked at all the job positions in the description. It would be very, very relevant to our attendees. So we'll share some of the relevant candidates with you by early next week, and looking forward to working with you and probably helping Socotra hire a lot of tech talent in the future.
Thank you so much, and good luck to everyone. I know it's tough out there, so you're more than welcome to reach out to me if you ever just want to chat through some of the opportunities. I'm sure you guys will all do great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Juliet. You're wonderful.
Thank you, Juliet. Nice meeting you.
Bye.
Okay, that was Socotra. And guys, the positions are posted on our website. I can see front-end, software developer in test, and a DevOps position. But I think Juliet mentioned that they're hiring for marketing and management roles as well. So feel free to check out their website, apply over there for non-tech roles. For tech roles, you can apply, and we'll share your profile or the interested candidate's profile by Monday, end of the day.
And one thing to also reiterate too is we're just taking the time to highlight just a handful of the companies that have offered up some positions that they have available at this time. We have even more listed on that website. So if you're only going based off just the positions or the companies that we've talked about today, there are definitely a lot more outside of that too. So if you haven't had time just yet to go ahead and go to our website to check out some of those positions, I strongly suggest you to do so.
I think that's a great point, Jacob, and I absolutely forgot to mention it. So let me share my screen again. I don't want people to miss out on the job position that are actually available that might be a right fit for them, and they don't apply. Okay, so I'll share my screen again really quick. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. So as Jacob just mentioned, go to virtual job fair, job openings at participating companies, and you'll see a lot more job positions from companies that have not participated in this one-on-one chat. So for example, 360 Cloud Solutions is there, and Go by Goodyear is there, Duo Cloud is there. There are a lot of positions from Duo Cloud for software engineering, data analyst job role. Sigfig is there. Scratchpad, we have already talked about. Socotra, we have already connected. Candela Medical will be talking in a few minutes. And Orbital, Sidekick. So guys, there would be a lot of job positions for entry to mid-level as well. So make sure to check, apply in time. When I say in time, that's like by Monday morning, because we plan to shortlist candidates and forward it to the recruiter by end of the day Monday. Okay. So utilize this opportunity and make best use of it. And as I mentioned earlier, if you want to participate in HiCounselor Job Search Accelerator program, where we help you prepare for interview, connect you with the right interview opportunities, you can directly go to our website homepage and simply apply to our upcoming cohort. As we discussed, if you want to be a part of Salesforce cohort, just make sure to select an option Salesforce consultant. Okay.
Yeah, and actually, while you were sharing your screen, do you think that you could showcase some of the resume builder and some of the tools that we have available? I think one thing that would really kind of key in as we're talking about, getting your resume prepared for these positions that we're highlighting. There's also some amazing tools that we have here, and one of them is our resume builder that's going to allow you to get some real-time feedback and insight to help beef up your resume. So Aditya is going to go ahead and share that real quick.
Yeah, Jacob, thank you so much for the reminder.
Absolutely.
Guys, resume, I mean, it's everyone knows it's a very common thing, but again, it plays a very, very crucial role. By the way, our website has slowed down because of the massive traffic. I can see it in our analytics tool, and it is just jammed up. We'll make ourselves prepared in a much better manner for the next time. So I don't know if it's gonna load, or probably it will take some time, and then I'll show you. So you can simply go to our platform and check out this option, Resume Builder. We have created multiple formats of resume specific to companies. So, for example, if you're applying to Google, we have created a specific format for Google. We have created a format for Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, Spotify, right? So that you can stand out of like a normal resume system, and all the resumes are prepared in a manner that they will be ATS friendly too, right? So a lot of people say that when you create fancy resumes, they are not ATS friendly, but the way we have created it, okay, I think the page is landed, is loaded. Okay, finally. So as you can see, look, we have created multiple versions of resume. So this is the resume for Netflix. Imagine if you're creating a very simple resume compared to this particular resume for a job position at Netflix. I mean, you'll create a certain different impression. You'll stand out from every other candidate. Similarly, there is a format for Spotify. There is a format for Twitter, Facebook, Google. So if you're applying for Google, I would highly recommend you to use this version. And probably when this version goes out in front of Christina or any other recruiter, you'll stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the way we have created this resume builder tool, it's very simple. You just need to create your resume once, and all other formats will be automatically created. So you don't need to create a separate version for Twitter or Facebook or Google or Amazon. Just create one version, and that will work for all. And we have also provided one HiCounselor resume template. So suppose if you're not applying to any of these companies, I would highly recommend you to use our format, because this format makes the best use of real estate on your resume. It showcases your ability in the right manner, and it's very clean. It's been used by, I mean, the most successful candidates that I have seen in my mentorship career in the last 3 to 4 years. I mean, people who have landed a job at Google or like Deloitte Consulting, McKinsey, Bain and Company. So that's how we have curated this format. Use this, create this one, and create all other fancy ones automatically. Okay. So right now the website is a little bit slow. I apologize for that, but the traffic was way more than I expected. But definitely go to our website and check out this resume builder option. Also, when you create resume, a lot of time candidates find it really difficult. Oh, how to write sentences in this resume. Okay. I mean, everybody is not a good writer. When I had to create my resume, English is not my first language. So it was very difficult for me to write a really compelling language. We have created another tool called Resume Bullet Points. You can simply copy paste sentence from this tool and put it in your resume. Just fit in your experience, change those high level details, but you'll be able to find more than 1,500 sentences written directly for your job role. So I would highly recommend you to use both these tools, Resume Builder and Resume Bullet Point.
And just to chime in on that as well, there are definitely a few questions about whether or not this was free. This is a part of our free services. This is just an example of the type of assistance that we're able to provide in terms of our, batch and premium process that we have. That's just a fraction of what we're able to do to assist candidates. But this is something that is available for you free on our website. It's HiCounselor.com. And you'll see at the very top resume drop down, as Aditya has highlighted here. So I just wanted to reiterate that point. And one thing that I also want to chime into is that this is a tool that I utilize pretty regularly as well. Just, it's always great to kind of have those refreshes, as well as just having a conversation with somebody to help develop their resume. That bullet point is amazing. You can literally do a search based on a type of position. So if you're looking for a data analyst role, full stack, whatever it may be, it will then cipher out all the different types of points that are going to be perfect for an individual to literally copy and paste into their resume. It is a friendly tool as well, where you can literally copy and paste it, and it works formatting wise for pretty much any type of resume that you already have. So I just wanted to reiterate that point as well.
No, thank you so much, Jacob. And as Jacob mentioned, guys, everything that is given in this top bar, right? Free tools. Our objective is to create a maximum number of tools that our website users can utilize and probably, and hopefully it will make some changes in their job search journey, right? I would love to go through all these tools, but there are so many. We'll probably cover one or two more very good tools after interviewing like the next company. But until then, I think resume builder and resume bullet points would be very, very helpful for all of you. And as I already mentioned, you can find a virtual job fair openings right over here. And I think it's also a good time to mention, guys, we also plan to conduct another job fair in the month of February. So you'll find details of that job fair by tomorrow over here. So you can come and apply and register for that job fair as well. We'll let you know about participating companies later. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, that's just another thing that our goal as, the company for HiCounselor is to help assist candidates land positions. We have some free tools that are perfect for that. And even these sessions are free, and we're going to be doing them every single month. And as Aditya mentioned, we're going to have that information for the next one. But as mentioned too, there's some other additional resources that we're able to provide with our premium service. So we do also have info sessions. If you want to learn more about our premium service, info sessions are held every Tuesday and Thursday. And that's going to be at 7:00 Eastern time. And I'm actually leading the one tonight. So if you do have some time, that information is on our website as well. Literally at the front screen, you can just click on attend info session and you'll be able to join that. So would love to have some people join us if you're available.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. I think I should have covered that. So as Jacob mentioned, guys, if you want to learn more about our Job Search Accelerator program, where we can help you prepare for interviews and get the interview opportunities, right? You can go to our website and click on attend an info session, and you can sign up for the info session right over here, where Jacob or one of our other team member, Gracie, would be explaining you, answering all the questions about our program. So feel free to come to this page and sign up for our info session. Okay, it happens, Jacob, 7 p.m. or
7 p.m. Eastern. Yep.
7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, perfect. Great. So we are all set. Jacob, do you want to cover anything else? We haven't done Raffle, right?
No, we haven't actually.
It was crazy busy, right?
Yeah, it's been super busy. I forgot about it.
Awesome. Do you want to do it really quick? Probably something.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do. So we've got. I think we had mentioned a little bit earlier. We have a raffle that we're going to give away. We have some Amazon gift cards, $50 gift cards, and we have a few that we're able to give away. And we've been trying to think of how can we do something that's a little bit more engaging, not make you go away from our website or anything like that. So I think we might just go with the old school of I'm thinking of a number, and it's going to be between 1 and 100, and I'm going to be monitoring the chat. If you want to put in a number. And then the first person to get that right number will then get one of our Amazon gift cards then. And please also be honest. Don't just submit multiple. Please only submit one guess when it comes to that. But yeah, if you want to put in a number, like I said, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100, and we'll see if somebody guesses it right.
I saw these type of games in some magician shows, right, where they ask you, okay, think about a number, and somehow they identify exactly the right number.
Lots of people guessing 75. I still haven't seen it yet. I'm going through slowly. I haven't seen the one number that I have guessed. Let's see here. There are a few that are close. Still not seeing the number.
Jacob, what have you thought of?
I can't tell you, or else I'd be giving it away. All right. The number was 72. There are so many guesses of 75. And so we have Pooja Pulutsla. I may have butchered that. I'm really sorry about that. But please go ahead and send me a message over LinkedIn. Pooja, you'll be able to get the information so that we can get you that Amazon gift card. So the number was 72. Thank you, everybody, for chiming in those guesses. Like I said, there are a lot of people that were very, very close. But yeah, so give you that. If you can connect with me on LinkedIn and we can get you that information. I'm also going to write your name down just in case as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys. So make sure. So that was Pooja, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so Pooja, please make sure to reach out to Jacob on LinkedIn. Please send him a DM, and we'll be happy to send you an Amazon gift card of $50. Thank you so much. Now there are a lot of 72s. What are you going to do with that?
So I was just going to give it to the first person. So it's just the first person. We might have some more time to be able to do another one of those raffles. I will not pick 72 the next time. So don't use your guess on that one.
Uh-huh. Awesome. So I think it's the time to invite our next guest from Seagull Scientific. We have Jen Dunlop.
Hi.
Jen, how are you doing?
Good. Do you want me to, should I use my camera or should I?
That'll be great.
It's up to you. It's nice to meet you, Jan.
It's good to meet you too.
How's your day coming along?
Yeah, sometimes it's like spinning plates, right?
Right.
And where are you dialing in from?
So we're in the Bellevue, Washington area. That's just outside of Seattle, Washington.
Uh-huh.
That's where our corporate headquarters is located. We also have offices in Madrid, Taipei, and Tokyo.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Jen, for taking out time for this brief job fair. Very important for a lot of candidates. I'm not sure if you have seen the LinkedIn live and the YouTube live, but there are about 1,000 people live on LinkedIn. There are about 200-300 people live on YouTube, and you should be able to see comments on your left-hand side of your screen, or probably right-hand side of your screen.
Great.
Can you see it?
I do. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. So you'll see a lot of movement over there. Well, Jen, why don't you tell us quickly tell us about yourself and Seagull Scientific?
Absolutely. So Seagull Scientific is a barcode labeling software company. Barcode technology has come a long way in the 36 years we've been in business. So, I would encourage anyone to go to our website at Seagull, spelled like the bird name, seagullscientific.com. You'll get to learn a lot about our product, about the industries that use our product, which is pretty much any company you can imagine that would be shipping their products worldwide, whether they're food and pharmaceutical or automotive and aerospace. So they're using our software, Bartender. Catchy, eh?
Yeah, I gotcha.
To for their various needs, RFID tags do things like give us traceability of products across the supply chain, but inventory management and a lot of other things are what our software enable these industries to do. So yes, we are located, as I mentioned, in Bellevue, Washington. I will admit that most of our positions are, hybrid in that area. So I apologize to any of you that are maybe, in other countries or in other states. Not that we don't have a few positions here and there that do allow us to do remote work, but most of these roles are going to be in the Bellevue, Washington area. We've been working remotely since March of 2020. We haven't gone back yet. And when we do, it will be under a hybrid work model. And I've worked for the company for almost 3 years, coming up on 3 years. We're a smaller company. We're about 250 employees worldwide.
Wow.
And what's wonderful about that is that you never feel like a drop of water in an ocean, right?
No.
You feel like a drop of water in a bucket or even a glass at times, where the ripple effects of the work that you do, what you bring as a person, your values, your character, those all impact not only the company, and what we do, but the culture of the company as well. So I've worked at about 10 different companies over the last 30 years. And it just seems to be that the companies I work for get smaller and smaller as I go along. And there's a reason for that.
Right.
I really like that smaller team, smaller company environment. So. Yeah.
And I think that's always great too, especially a lot of the attendees who are watching this session. A lot of them are maybe newer, recent grads and things of that nature, and that's the exact type of environment that's perfect for whether it be a first position or maybe you're returning, you've been away for a little bit. So that sounds like a perfect environment.
Yeah. I was going to mention too the types of positions that we have. You know, it varies obviously from being a software development company. A lot of those roles are in development, but we've got everything from UX designers to tech support reps in customer support to sales positions. You name it, finance, HR. Even we've got an HR role open right now for a HR and payroll person. But we also have on our IT side, we have DevOps, we have business applications and systems analysts, and right now we've got quite a few BI positions, so BI reporting, data analytics positions. So again, if you go to that website, seagullscientific.com, and you go to the careers page, all of our open positions are listed there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So Jen, you mentioned that most of your job, or like all of your job positions, are like on site in Washington. But I guess are you open to hire candidates from other part of the country who are willing to relocate?
We do have some roles, like we have a DevOps role that we're open to even having someone work remotely from the U.S. Within certain states that we have, business taxation in that we can work within. Other roles, so it just depends. And actually, we list those pretty clearly on the website, whether they're located in Bellevue under the hybrid work model, or whether they're positions that we're open to hiring people remotely. And you'll also see if any of you, I don't know where everybody is from. If you're in Madrid and Taipei, we also have positions listed on that website for those roles as well. So, yeah.
Okay, awesome. And Jen, how does the onboarding and the interview process look like? What would set a candidate apart from thousands of other applicants?
So we've got, we're doing everything remotely right now, right? So all interviewing, all onboarding, shipment of computer equipment, doing your new hire paperwork, training, all of those things are being done remotely right now. I would say the biggest recommendation I would have would be, look at the website, look at the jobs that are posted there. Because we're a smaller company, we're not as open, unfortunately, to those kind of opportunity hires or exploratory type things where you send in your resume and you're not actually qualified for a job that we have open. We can't really look at those people at this time, but definitely if you have the qualifications on those job descriptions, and you live within the area that that particular job description is allowing for. That's the best advice I can give as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, definitely. And there are a lot of candidates who are asking for internship opportunities. Are there any internship opportunities right now, or probably in the future? Because at HiCounselor also, we come across a lot of candidates in our info session. They're like interested in internship opportunities. So
yeah, that's a fairly new thing for us. I've managed those programs at other companies I've worked for in the past, but it's a newer thing for Seagull. We actually have next week a 1 month kind of college internship that's lasting for 30 days. That's through one of our local schools. This summer, I'm hoping we will get to do some software development internships, but we haven't rolled that out yet. Hopefully in February we'll be able to fully, make that a fully fledged thing, and we'll post it at that time. We'll post it on the website for those development interns.
And those internships would start sometime in May or June. That would be for summer, right?
Yeah. I know it depends on when certain schools get out. Some get out in May, some get out in June. And it will also depend on whether we think we'll be partly back in the office at that time, as to whether there'll be a hybrid internship or a fully remote internship.
Okay, that's great. Well, thank you so much, Jen, for taking your time for this virtual job fair and for sharing all the job position and about Seagull Scientific. That's great to know. So we'll start collecting applications from interested candidates on our platform, probably until Monday morning. And by Monday end of the day or Tuesday morning, we'll send you interested candidates. You can reach out to them, conduct your interview process, and please hire some of the attendees. Okay.
Wonderful. I'll do my best also to read the comments here and answer anybody who's asked me a specific question. So, thanks so much for your time.
And your wonderful background as well. The nice living room.
Oh, thank you.
Right. See you. Bye. Okay. That was our fifth company for today. That's so. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying for 1.5 hours. I mean, it's tiring. I understand, right? But
You're right.
I hope it would be beneficial for all of you. But yeah, Seagull Scientific. I mean, I had a lot of conversation with Jen earlier this morning. They are hiring for a lot of positions. They just have one constraint that they are looking for people who could relocate to Washington or Bellevue area where the company is located. So again, if you're interested, you can always apply for these job positions. And they have a lot of job positions in tech roles. And I think some of the non-tech roles, they are not listed on our website, HiCounselor.com. So feel free to check Seagull Scientific career page. If there are any relevant jobs, please apply over there. I always recommend all the attendees or all the job seekers to also network with somebody working in their target job role. That's the way you get specific opportunities, right? So all the companies who have participated today, I mean, it won't harm if you reach out to somebody working over there, or for example, the recruiters working over there, reaching out to Jen. It's always helpful. So a quick note on LinkedIn telling about your high level skills, what you're interested in, and how you can bring in a unique value to their company. That would be amazing. Okay.
And also, the Pacific Northwest is absolutely beautiful area to live in too. So I think that you'd be pleasantly surprised if that wasn't on your list already for relocation. So just to chime that in as well.
So Jacob, what states are including in Pacific Northwest?
So Pacific Northwest is traditionally Washington and Portland, Oregon, and then Oregon in general. And sometimes you can consider Northern California. That's up for debate. I usually include it. I'm biased because I used to live there. So I like to include it, especially because you got the Redwoods National Forest. But yeah, it's usually those two states in the very top left corner of the United States is usually what's considered.
Okay, awesome. Like I reached out to a few investors, I remember a few years ago, and they're like, "Oh no, you're in San Francisco. We only fund in Pacific Northwest." Then I said, "What is this PNW?" And
Yeah.
got to know about
Is this
it.
a company I need to know about?
Yeah, I was like, "What is PNW?" And that's what it. Okay, so you need to know what is Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what is next, Jacob?
Good question. One thing that I think we haven't touched on, I mean, there's been some questions on internships, and I feel like maybe we could possibly, if it's going to be able to load in time, the OPT, stop OPT, because I think that kind of ties into it. Even if you're not on OPT, I can give a brief little description of what I'm referencing there while Aditya's pulling it up. My background, I used to work with international students studying in the United States. I know that we have several individuals who are international students participating in this event. So once you complete your degree in the United States, you're eligible for optical practical training, or OPT, and that allows you to stay in the United States and work in the United States for 1 year, or if you're within the STEM field, up to 3 years. And so one thing that is very interesting about OPT is that you're not allowed to be unemployed for over 90 days during that time frame. So a lot of our candidates are looking for ways to be able to have some sort of internship that can pause that clock to allow them to stay in the United States while they're looking for a full-time position. And one thing that we've developed on our website is a short list of companies that are maybe startups or still looking for funding and are open to basically free help. And at the end of the day, you're going to be able to reach out to these individuals based on this platform on our database, and you'll be able to identify companies that are looking for assistance, and you can volunteer your services. Yes, it would be a free service that you would be providing them, but it's going to be valued experience that you can put on your resume. And the other thing too is we've had candidates who have utilized this resource, and then the company that they're interning with or volunteering their time with actually receives funding, and then they're hired on to that company. So I think it's a great way. So again, there's been a lot of questions about internships. This is something that we developed with the first thought in mind of being OPT for international students, but I really think it ties in to anybody who's looking for an internship as well. So I'll let Aditya be able to chime in on anything else I might have missed there too.
No, that's a perfect description. And actually our servers are backed up now, so we can give a real-time demo as well.
Perfect.
Okay, guys. So, anyone, if so, I came as an international candidate in the US, and I understand that getting into those 90 days of OPD counter, right? It puts an unnecessary pressure on you, and I've seen a lot of candidates not able to perform under that pressure, right? At the same time, people, if somebody is looking for an internship, if you're a US citizen or a green card holder, and you are not under that 90 days pressure, and if you're looking for an internship to gain some professional work experience, this is the tool that we have created. I'll share my screen. I'll give you a quick overview. Guys, definitely try it. I've seen a lot of candidates getting internship to stop their OPD counter to gain some professional work experience. It's very, very helpful. And Jacob, if you remember, there was a candidate, right? We won't take the name, but he was struggling. I think the last week he followed this way and he landed an internship, I guess. I just got to know about this last night.
Yeah, it's quite fascinating too, because really what you'll see here is it's going to be a list of companies that we've compiled with a direct link to their LinkedIn. But that's going to, again, this is a short list of companies that are looking for this type of assistance. And so you'll be able to directly message. And this kind of goes along with the networking stuff that Aditya had mentioned as well, in connecting with individuals. So I'll let you kind of take over with that as well. But I just wanted to allude to that a little bit.
Sure. So Jacob, can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can. Yep.
Okay. So guys, you need to go to our website, HiCounselor.com. When you land on our website, go to this option called Other Tools on the top right corner. Go to Other Tools. And then there is a second option called Stop OPT Clock. When you go to Stop OPT Clock, you'll land on this page. Here we have listed about 5,400 companies. These companies are startups that are based out across the US. They are active, but they are not very, very well funded. I mean, they're like pre-seed funded, but they're not very heavily funded. What that means is they are always looking for hands to help them. They're always looking for some interns who could join them, probably get some of the tasks done, and in return, if they can provide some professional work experience, that's the story. Okay, so we have listed out the LinkedIn pages of these 5,400 companies. All you need to do, suppose you're looking to get an unpaid internship or like to stop your OPT counter, you can go to any of these companies. Okay. So we have come to this company called Noble. There are 8 people working on this company. Go to this See All Employees. You'll land on the page where you'll see all the employees or the founders or the leaders at this company, right? What I would do is I would reach out directly to co-founder or somebody who is a tech lead or a CEO or the recruitment head. Simply click on connect, add a simple note, and send out this invitation. This note should be like, "Hi, Michelle, I'm Aditya. I recently graduated with MS in computer science from University of Texas, Dallas. I have experience in Python, Java, or C++ programming, and I can help you with some backend development task. I'm looking to gain some work experience. Can we connect on a quick 15 minutes information call?" Okay. If you send out this message to about, say, 20 to 30 people, not in the same company, but different company, what I've seen is that you would definitely get a few responses within 4 to 5 days of time frame, and you'll get some internship that will help you stop your OPD counter as well as gain some professional work experience. Okay. Mm-hmm. Again, very simple process. Come to this page, go to any company. The page is not working this one, so probably you'll see another one. Yeah, so this is a company, one-on-one network. Have you noticed that all the companies have like 10, 12 employees that again confirm that they are active, but they don't have a massive team. They're always in need of helping hands. I would reach out to this currently CEO or probably anyone working at this company, but I think the senior the person is, that's better so that this person can make an immediate decision. Click on connect, add a simple note, as I mentioned, send it out, try it for 20 to 30 companies, and you'll get some really great responses. Okay.
And I think this ties along well with what Jan had mentioned too, working in that smaller company dynamic to be able to really have a profound impact, especially if it's just volunteering your services. You're going to get a very hands-on experience with it. And again, if you don't succeed with those first 10, that's okay, because you want to put out as many different kind of requests out there as possible, so that you are able to have follow-ups with each of those individuals as well. And as Aditya mentioned, you're going to get responses within a few days as well.
Okay, and guys, I think recently LinkedIn has limited even premium profile connect requests to I think 100. So don't try to send like all 100 in a day. I would recommend you to reach out to 20, 25 companies or founders in one day, and then so that you can like distribute it over the week, and you can see, okay, this message is not working, I can tweak it a little bit. Okay, but just try it. It should definitely work. Okay, so I'll stop sharing my screen. Okay, Jacob, so what else do we have for the next 4 minutes? I want to do one more raffle for our Instagram page. What do you say?
Let's do it. Should we do the same thing? Just pick a number and then we'll be able to pick somebody?
We can do an Instagram page, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I might need you to pull that up though, so you can see the people going in. So something that Aditya and I are starting to get back up. We have an Instagram account for HiCounselor. It's been a little bit slow recently, and we're trying to get back into it, right? So Aditya's actually posted the link right there. So if you want to give us a follow, then Aditya will be able to identify somebody that they picks kind of randomly to be able to be the next raffle winner, if you will.
So guys, just go to this. I mean, all of you are Instagram champions. I'm 100% sure, right? I'm not that Instagram savvy, but simply go to Instagram, search for HiCounselor, and simply follow us over there, right? And I'll pick one person randomly, and we'll give a $50 Amazon gift card. So the time starts now, and we'll take the next 1 to 2 minutes, and we'll decide our winner then.
And in the meantime, too, I'd seen somebody asked a question about the premium program and wanting to get some more information. Ronnie, thank you for that question. Basically, what I'll say, rather than not going into extremely detail right now, we can cover a little bit of it. But there is an info session that is held every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern time. So there is going to be one later today if you're able to make it. You'll be able to apply or sign up for that on our website to be able to learn more about that program. It's usually a 30-minute session. Really, it's 10 minutes of presenting and then just opening up to a Q&A. So we'll be able to answer a lot more questions and provide a lot more information during that session. So I do strongly suggest, if you're able to make that, whether it's today or next week, something along those lines. In terms of our premium program as well, it's a rotating basis or an ongoing application. So if you aren't able to attend today, that's not a problem. You'd still be available to apply and attend and participate in the future as well.
And I can see a lot of likes over here. Let's take one more minute and then we'll announce the winner.
Sounds good. I'm just seeing if we've got any other questions in the chat to possibly answer while we've got that going. Lots of people saying follow, which is great.
And guys, the objective of, as Jacob mentioned, the objective of going on Instagram is, we were active like a few months ago, but then we stopped. But then we realized that it's very good to stay in touch with our with the community who's looking out for a job, so that we can share the most recent updates, right? And not everyone is active on LinkedIn every single time, but everybody is using Instagram. It's easy for our team as well to post some really good job search tips and resources, the job openings that coming up. That's why we want you to stay up to date over there. And that's why we're like, okay, let's take some pain and we'll go to Instagram now. So, okay.
And on top of that too, I'd say that, we're constantly creating new partnerships with companies, and it's something that we know about, and we want to make sure that we're communicating that to everybody too. So we'll be trying to highlight that a little bit on our Instagram account as well.
Okay, so there have been a lot of likes. Let me pick one person randomly. So I can see there are a lot of them. Okay, still. So there's someone Jenny Official. So Jenny, if you can reach out to us on our LinkedIn page and just message Jacob, we'll be happy to give you an Amazon gift card. of $50. Thank you so much.
Awesome. You want me to write down that name just so we can make sure as well?
Yes. So it's Jenny _ official. That's the Instagram profile. Thank you so much, Jenny, and thank you so much to everyone else. By the way, those who did not win Amazon gift card will get a lot of helpful job search related information on our Instagram page as we move forward. Okay. Awesome. So it's time to invite our next guest for today's session. Let me hide it. Okay, so the next guest that we have is Candela Medical. Anyone who's interested in healthcare industry, I think this would be a great company. So we have our guest here. Let me add Hannah and Gail. Thank you so much, Hannah. Hi, Gail. Thanks for joining.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
Great. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Well, Gail and Hannah, if you haven't seen our LinkedIn this live event, we have about 1,000 people live right now on LinkedIn, about 200 people live on our YouTube channel, and you should be able to see their comments or questions on the right side of your screen.
Great.
Are you? Okay, great. So, well, thank you so much for taking out time for this session and for participating today. Why don't you give a quick introduction of yourself and about Candela Medical as well?
Okay, terrific. So Hannah and I decided that we would sort of share some of the questions. So I'll just start off by saying I've been here almost 4 years, and Candela Corporation is an aesthetic laser-based medical device company. We're in 90 countries throughout the world. And basically our client would be plastic surgeons, spas, dermatologists, and some of our product lines have a variety of different type of indications. One of our biggest and most successful product lines is actually hair removal via laser. It, for the last few years, has been our number one product, but we have so many different other ones that can really impact a person's life. Some of the other indications and product lines are things like tattoo removal, things like lesions on people's faces, or newborn babies have these port wine stains, and for years doctors would say don't touch it, but not anymore. They come running to our clients. Things like veins, varicose veins that are painful and stick out of people's bodies, out of the back of their legs. In the good old days, they used to literally strip them out surgically, and apparently it was quite painful. We no longer have to do that, thank goodness, due to these product lines. If somebody has tremendous weight loss because they've decided they want to live a healthier, happier life, and they make the commitment to do so, there's only one piece after losing weight that they need to still address to sort of complete the circle. And that is because their skin has stretched tremendously. And I'm referring to people that go from 450 down to 180, 210. They feel like $1 million. They are so proud of themselves, except when they look in the mirror, they have a few extra layers under their chin from the stretch for their whole life. So they come to us, to our clients, and after several sessions, we literally melt those extra layers away. And I will tell you, before COVID, and we had to shut down briefly, we were pretty busy. We are busier now than we've ever been in the history of the company.
Yeah.
And cannot keep up with all of the demands from a job and recruiting perspective. And so we're very proud of our organization. It's a wonderful culture to be in, and very entrepreneurial spirit, but very collaborative. There's about 1,000 to 1,200 worldwide, mixed throughout the U.S. and the globe. But in terms of looking at it closer, I encourage everybody to go onto our website, which is candelamedical.com. And I'll turn over the second question about how we feel about our job and our company to Hannah Elric.
Awesome.
Hannah, you're on mute.
Sorry,
I do
guys.
this all the time.
Thanks, Gail. So for Gail and I, as talent acquisition specialists, we are the first point of contact for all of our candidates. And what we love about Candela is the collaboration of internal talent pools, as well as the support from our leadership, always enhancing our positions in the marketplace with cutting edge technology. And like Gail mentioned, the entrepreneurial spirit. So we really work as a team. We have a lot of internal growth as well. So it's just a great company to get your foot in the door and grow your career.
Awesome. So Hannah and Gail, you guys have shared a lot of positions with our team members, and they are posted on our platform. Can you give a quick high-level overview of the job roles that you guys are hiring for? What are like some of the urgent needs? As Gail
Absolutely.
mentioned, like you guys are facing like traffic like never before, right?
Oh
So
my goodness, it's I'll take this one, Hannah. Basically, there's several different sort of divisions within Candela. One of the most active ones right now is our engineering group. We have so many new product lines that we are moving through their stages from a regulatory and clinical perspective that there's just so much work to be done. So there's a lot of engineering roles. There's also a lot of product marketing and marketing roles, both downstream and upstream marketing opportunities right now. We also have a sector in our R&D group where there's constantly job opportunities for people. And this is on a global basis. We have a recruiter who's bilingual, and she supports all of EMEA and APAC as an FYI. We also have a legal team where I'm currently involved with a few searches there. Clinical affairs is also a big one for us, but it really runs the gamut. And then we have non-exempt lower level types of roles like project coordinators, executive admins, things along those lines. And so it's really, we run the gamut. I will tell you, because of the niche industry that we're in, if individuals have medical device or electrical manufacturing experience, they certainly immediately have an edge in the market with us, if that helps at all. Excuse me. And I think there's a few that Hannah gave to your team to post on our behalf. So they are welcome to look.
awesome.
Hannah, you want to take it from here on the next question?
Yeah. So the next question, what are the top characteristics of a successful employee at Candela? So we would say intelligence, having a solid work history, being passionate about your career goal, being passionate about the medical device industry, having that strong communication skills with your team. We work in a lot of team oriented fields. And then just that flexibility of seeking opportunity and wanting growth. So, yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
And guys, how's the interview process look like at Candela? I mean, what's the timeline of receiving an application from candidate to interview to providing a decision?
Sure. I think, Hannah, can I jump on this one? Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, it's twofold, really. It's those that are active and just immediately see the requisition, whether it's we posted on LinkedIn or other sites, and they respond, and we review their applications and reach out if we deem them well suited. We also do a lot of our own sourcing, which is part of our responsibilities, talent acquisition professionals, and word of mouth and referrals. There's a ton of people that refer people, and we have a employee referral program, which I think is really become robust over the last few years for us, which is wonderful. You know, the devil you know, right, as they say, is better than the devil you don't know. So if somebody's already worked with somebody elsewhere, it really is, it gives them an edge. So let's say you two at the top of this page, you two fellows decide to apply for a job with us. We're very on top of candidates' applications because our hiring managers are on top of us to help them get the jobs filled. So it's fairly the turnaround. I mean, if somebody hasn't been looked at within 48 hours, that would be an odd and unusual sort of behavior. That being said, once we've identified the candidate, reviewed their application, the recruiters will reach out and do a 30-minute, sometimes more, sometimes less, sort of level setting phone call to just get a flavor for the obvious. You know, what are they looking for? Why are they leaving? What kind of comp range do you need to be in? What's most important to you? The typical standard questions that we want to hear from them. And then the recruiter who owns the requisition will have a discussion with the hiring manager, and they're very responsive. I mean, once in a blue moon, they're not, so we yell at them, and that's fine. But you know, it's only because everybody's so darn busy right now. I mean, I've never been busier in the past 4 years than I am today.
Wow.
But we do get quick responses. Sometimes my hiring managers, only because they know me so well at this point, I just put people on their calendars. I just, hey, Joe, you're talking to Mary tomorrow. She's awesome. Or, you know, I'll give them, it's not awesome. I'm very specific. You know, I take notes and I provide those. But again, it depends on who the hiring manager is, right? If you have a lot of history, it's a lot easier. Sometimes you have to remind a hiring manager you've sent over 3 great profiles. But my average time to fill a rec is 31 days. Now, is it always that short period of time? Sometimes I fill them in a week, and sometimes Hannah fills them in a day. You know, it's all over the board. But to be completely transparent and without creating this expectation, like, oh my God, if I apply to Candela, I'm going to have a job next week.
Right.
That's not the official case, but we do tend to move quickly, and especially in this market. So it's
great.
It's pretty seamless.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Pretty seamless. Yep.
Awesome. Well, guys, I mean, congratulations on getting a lot of traffic at your business, right? And you guys are doing a great job. And trust me, there are equal number of job applicants who are looking for some amazing opportunities at companies like Candela Medical. We interact with a lot of, I mean, that is our job in every day, right? To help candidates find their dream job. And if both could marry each other, I mean, there couldn't be anything better than that. So what we'll do is we have all of your job positions on our platform. We'll ask candidates to apply to the job positions that are available on our platform. We'll share the applicants with you by Monday end of the day or by Tuesday morning, and then you can conduct your interview process. And to all of our attendees, guys, in addition to job positions that are posted on HiCounselor page, you should also visit Candela Medical career page. Take a look at all of the job positions out there, because as Gail and Hannah mentioned, there are tons of jobs positions out posted. They're present in many countries. And by the way, in this job fair, there are people from different countries as well. I saw people from Egypt, from India, from Canada. So on our website, we only have jobs, I think, that are available in the US region. So people will check your career page. We'll send all the information to our attendees, to our 3,000, 4,000 attendees today. And at the same time, we'll forward the applications to your way by Monday end of the day.
Wonderful.
Okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
Very much.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for taking out time. We really appreciate it. Yeah,
Thank you so much, and lots of good luck to you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day. See you.
Bye now.
Bye.
Good luck, everybody.
Okay, that was our final company for today. I didn't know they were available in like 90 countries.
Yeah, that was, I had no idea either. The travel person in me just wanted to talk about that.
Exactly. And again, guys, to all of our attendees, definitely network with Gail and Hannah. Reach out to them on LinkedIn with a brief note. If you can identify their email IDs, there's no harm in reaching out and networking over email. That's always a good choice. And yeah, I mean, definitely look at their career pages. If a company is growing left and right, as Gail mentioned, that they've never seen traffic like this, it's an opportunity, right, to get a job. Because I've seen that founders and recruiters, when business grow left and right, people want to just hire. Okay, I mean, I've seen many situations. It's like first come first serve basis. You apply, you interview. If you're a right person, you don't have to compete with like 90 other applicants, right? So definitely go apply there, and definitely a lot of positions are available on our platform as well. Let me put a link again. Yes, so go to our website, apply there. We'll shortlist a few candidates by Monday end of the day, and we'll share with Gail and Hannah.
Perfect.
Jacob, anything else before we wrap up?
Man, it's the top of the hour. It's been an awesome 2 hours, just over 2 hours. The only thing I can think of is just to thank everybody for joining us. I appreciate everybody being active in the chat too. It definitely makes it a little bit easier too, because all we can see is just our two faces. So with everybody else chiming in, it makes us know that you all are out there and eager to connect on these positions, and that's what we're here for. Again, like I said earlier, we are here to help connect people and help them land their ideal and dream job, and that's what we want to help facilitate. So we're super appreciative of everybody joining today.
Yeah, one more thing before you guys go. So we will be conducting another job fair, probably even bigger and better with way more employers. And that job fair is scheduled on February 10. Let me share a link with you guys, okay, so that you can sign up. Give me 1 second, and I'll put the link in chat box for everyone.
And while Aditya's doing that too, also just one last reminder for me as well is, as mentioned, we do have an information session today at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's U.S. Eastern time, so that you're able to join us and learn a little bit more about our premium program. I know that we've alluded to it a little bit. We didn't want to go into too many details there because we wanted to, again, highlight, all these other resources that we have available. But if you're interested in learning more about our premium program and some of the other ways that we're able to assist you as prospective candidates trying to land that position, we would love to have you join. You can find that on our website as well. It's literally on the front homepage, so HiCounselor.com, and at the very front top portion on the left-hand side, it will say, I think it's attend info session. And so you're just able to click on that and you'll get the link directly.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and guys, as we mentioned at the beginning of this session, that Salesforce, I mean, I'm very passionate about Salesforce, and when I see companies and employers are looking to hire left and right for Salesforce roles, but there are no relevant candidates. On the other side, candidates are struggling to get a job. It's just a gap of 2 to 3 weeks of right training, and you can literally get into some of the best paying entry level jobs. So if you come from software engineering, data science, any tech background or management background like MBA, MEM, MIS, or masters or bachelors in business analytics, definitely go and apply to our program and select Salesforce consultant as track. There are a lot of opportunities out there, and would love to help you guys. And our next job fair is live. This link is pretty long. I don't know how to make it short. But you can simply go to my LinkedIn profile. Okay, it's where you're watching this, and go to events, and you'll be able to see this particular job fair event. So you can go, please add it and sign up for it, and I'll add it again in the chat box so that you can directly go to this link. Here is the link again for everyone. Okay. Great, awesome. I think we are all good to wrap up.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So thank you so much, Jacob, for joining and making it like a fun and an easier task for me, right?
I was gonna say I was gonna wait until later, but I don't know how you've done it before. Just you leading it, because it's a lot to kind of go through. So I know that I'm super appreciative to be able to join. And again, it's great to see all of the chat. I think that's the other thing. This is definitely a rewarding session as well, to see all the communication from the perspective and attendees and all of that. So I appreciate that.
Yep, it's fun. It's fun. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for your time, for your attendance. We really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day and good luck in your job search journey. Thanks a lot. Thanks, everyone.